Good morning, boys and girls. It's Friday, and next week is our last week of school. So I can imagine that you guys are all super excited. Um, I went in yesterday and cleaned out your desk, and I uh, looked at all the stuff that you had in there and your pictures and stuff. So I packed all those up as well. Today, Mrs. Tolbert's coming to see us, which is very exciting for my third graders to be. And I am going to read The Gigantic Giant Goof-up by Sarah Courtauld, Chapter 18, in which Gertrude eats a delicious meal. Eliza, Bonnet, and Gertrude looked out onto the gigantic forest before them. Eliza gulped. They had only gone 20 feet, and already they were a sorry-looking bunch. Eliza's heart was hammering. Bonnet was trembling from bonnet to toe. Gertrude looked as if she'd been haunted by a ghostly acorn. Of course, Lavender and the prince weren't worried at all. They were having a lovely time, but Eliza knew better. She knew that what lay ahead of them was very, very frightening. Enormous flowers towered before them. Enormous trees towered before them. An enormous tower towered before them with an enormous sign on it that read, Rumper and Meat Knuckle for all your weaponry needs. But they were not going to be daunted. We are going home, Eliza said, marching into the forest. Yes, we are, said Bonnet, and we're not going to let anything get in our way. No, we're not, said Bonnet. We are fearless, said Eliza. We are, dragon, Bonnet yelped. Oh, honestly, Bonnet, said Lavender, it's not a dragon. It's just a quite big tortoise. Come on. Charming creature, said Prince Ludwig as he wandered past the colossal tortoise. Luckily for Bonnet, tortoises, even giant ones, are very slow moving. And this one seemed completely uninterested in anything other than the crossword it was puzzling over. I think 4 down is Bobblehat, said Eliza as she edged past him. I can do this, Bonnet said to himself as he, too, inched past the enormous, wrinkly creature. Yes, the trees and plants were enormous. Yes, he could now see a wood louse that would probably haunt his nightmares forever. And up in a tree ahead of him, there was a crow staring down at them that didn't even bear thinking about. But he just had to put one foot in front of the other. Come on, Bonnet, he muttered to himself. We're in the land of giants. You are a giant. You might be a tiny giant, but you're still a giant. You can lead the way. Soon he was striding ahead of everyone else. You see, he said to himself, you, Bonnet, are a leader, a hero. You, Bonnet, are a true giant. Bonnet, Eliza said calmly as she could. You know that hill you're climbing up with all that mossy black grass on it that's making that loud rumbling sound? What about it? Said Bonnet breezily. He had reached the peak of the hill, and although he was panting and sweating, he was feeling quite proud of himself. Well, don't panic, but it's not actually a hill. It's a giant's belly. What? Bonnet yelled. Luckily for him, that particular giant was fast asleep and only grunted a little in his sleep as Bonnet skidded down and rolled all the way back down his belly onto the ground. It was several hours, a few wrong turns, 4 terrifying badgers, and many yelps, shrieks, and shudders later that they fought their way through a wall of leaves and then, with no warning at all, found in front of them the cliff, the beanstalk. We've done it, Eliza screamed. "We've actually done it," said Bonnet, hardly able to believe that. There in front of them was the edge of the cliff, and there was the top of the beanstalk. As he gazed at it, Bonnet whistled a tune and ate 3 scones to celebrate. "We're going back to square," Bonnet said. "That's good, isn't it, Gertrude?" Gertrude shrugged. She was not a goat who showed strong emotions, but Bonnet was fairly sure that she too was relieved. All they had to do now was climb a few miles down the beanstalk, and they would be safe as trousers. He never, ever, ever had to come back here again. "I'm sorry for shouting at you before, Lavender," Eliza said. "I was just—" "Lavender?" As she looked around, Eliza felt a cold, icy feeling inside of her, as if she had accidentally eaten a snowman, because Lavender and the prince were nowhere to be seen. And that is the end of chapter 18. Remember to hydrate. Today is going to be a very warm, humid day. You guys have a super weekend. I miss you all. And I'm just so proud. Bye.